a Playlist original.
It's your host Torry, and who is ready to be petty? Welcome back to another episode of RTBP, a bonus one at that. Courtney, one of my IRL friends, joins me today to talk all about the Kardashians premiere episode, as well as some of the press and reception of the TV show, as well as a wild conspiracy theory that Kylie Jenner wasn't actually at the premiere, but the family made it look like she was. So I hope you enjoy. It is a big one, so I want us to get right into it. I will give a small content warning that we do talk about body image, like body modification and disordered eating. I put the timestamps in the episode show notes if you want to avoid that part. And if anything comes up for you, just, make sure that you're taking care of yourself in whatever way your body needs. If things, come up after this episode, reach out if you want to chat more about it for sure. But without further ado, let's get into it. Here's my conversation with Courtney. I'm back with a very special guest. Courtney's here. Courtney, how are you?
Doing well. Torry made me wake up extremely early on a holiday Monday, so here we are.
Literally. It's because I'm going to your house.
Yeah.
In like T-2 hours. But
For
yeah,
sure.
it's Easter morning and we're giving our thanks to like the
Kim
Kardashian
Kardashian
family.
has risen.
Yeah, fuck.
That is appropriate.
Yeah, I know. I was like, should I, am I cutting that out? No, we'll leave it in. Courtney, you haven't been on the pod for such a long time. But
Yeah.
the OGs will remember you from, we talked about Taylor and Kanye, the phone call. That was like in 2020. So I'm really glad we're recording out of that like absolutely like god awful time. It's definitely cursed. And then also all of our journey through our healthy diets, which is in air quotes, just no one can see that.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Yeah, so embarrassing. But we're going to touch on that a little bit today, so that'll be fun to just do like a little full circle moment. Okay, I feel like we should just get into it because there's literally so much to dig into. Today we're going to talk about the Kardashians, episode 1 of their new series. We're going to talk a little bit about the press beforehand just to set the stage for the premiere. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the premiere and this like wild conspiracy theory that Kylie Jenner was not there. And then we'll get to like our thoughts on the show. And Courtney took like pen and paper notes.
Yeah. When I was watching the episode, because I needed like my real live thoughts and feelings, I was considering just like texting Torry and then saving it in our chat, but she hadn't watched yet because the professional podcaster she is does not have a Disney account.
Yeah, Courtney's like, have you watched the episode? I was like, I need your login.
Yeah, so now Torry has a profile on my family's Disney account.
Yeah.
Please don't play around with my settings and my recommended episodes.
I know. Your profile is Merida, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, which like matches you perfectly. But
Thank
I was
you.
like, which one should I be?
Oh, it's your Disney princess?
Yeah.
Well, is Kim Kardashian technically a Disney princess now?
She's definitely Jasmine.
Yeah. But like, because she's on Disney. Like,
Oh
they
yeah.
own
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's actually a
An
really good
avatar
point.
option?
Yeah. I wonder if she does have an avatar. I don't know. Maybe I would definitely pick like, I would want to be Jasmine, but I feel like she's got that on lock.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like Snow White or something.
Sure.
Okay, so the press. The Kardashians, like, I don't think that people do this much press for a reality TV show usually, but they were fucking everywhere.
Yeah, it felt like I had pre-watched the episode like before I had watched it.
Yes,
because like so many of the questions, and even as I was taking notes of like the pre-press, all of those things were covered in the episode.
Yes. I felt the exact same way. That's why I was like, spoiler alert, I enjoyed the episode, but I was kind of just like, I feel like I've literally seen this all.
Yeah, like no new content.
Literally, it was so weird. So they were on like every late night show. They did like an extensive interview with Robin Roberts, which again, because I didn't have access to Disney Plus, did not watch, but I did like watch some clips on YouTube. Kim did the Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast.
Yeah, which like love that for Amanda.
Yeah, like go Amanda, but
She's a close personal friend.
yeah. But I just felt like they were literally everywhere. Even Kendall and Kylie, which we just didn't see straight up.
Well,
in the
was
entire
Kylie
episode.
everywhere?
Yeah, good cute.
Yeah, and does Kendall need to be everywhere?
Yeah.
Two important questions.
Oh my god, yeah. That's so funny. Some of the like, I feel like most important moments were like from Jimmy Kimmel. Pete gave Kim the rug and the Jasmine outfit for Valentine's Day from their SNL skit. I thought that was cute.
I thought it was cute, but I also just like find Valentine's Day embarrassing, like as a concept. It's up there with your thoughts on weddings.
Yes.
And then my immediately thought is like, what are they doing on that rug? Why do they need to keep those costumes?
When she was like, oh, we like have the costumes, I was like, they Jeff are doing something freaky.
Yeah. I don't need to know that.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh my god, Pete in that like gross wig with the like little hat that Aladdin wears. I was like,
no.
That's so bad.
And like, it's from a set. Like those things, like, was it professionally cleaned before? Like it's gonna have a smell. Like, have you ever been behind the scenes of a theater? Like, I'm just thinking about my like High School Musical days of like nothing back there was clean. Kim Kardashian doesn't want that in her house.
Literally. But that's so Kim of like would just have that and then like put that in her like storage unit of all of her archived like fucking shit.
Yeah.
Another thing that I was really surprised about is like Chloe is now like openly talking, openly in air quotes, about Tristan cheating, because I feel like they had like danced around it and kind of like spoken about it like in a vague way, but now she's like, he cheated on me days before I went into delivery.
Do you think that's on purpose though? Do you think she was waiting for their TV show to air so that
fucking confirm it?
so that people would watch it, being like, I wonder if they'll talk about it.
Yeah, you're totally right, because I think in the last season, again, they were just like dancing around like, oh, there's like trust issues and like stuff like that, and then like now she's like, he cheated on me. And again, we're gonna talk about the actual episode. I feel like she didn't know the paternity case was coming. Like, this was all filmed prior to his third child.
Yes, and I have thoughts on that. Pencil,
Okay.
Put it in the parking lot for the episode, because there is a Tristan shits his pants moment, and I think that was a leading threat.
Okay, I love that. In the Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast, I think some of the things that were interesting to me is that Pete and Kim's second date was the Knott's Berry Farm infamous holding hands on the ride photos, and that she said that they were leaked from someone at Knott's Berry Farm. Do you think that that's true, or do you think that they leaked them?
No, I think that was true, because like Kim only leaks good quality photos of herself, and some of those were like grainy, you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't have her like pre-vibe. Yeah, right? Yeah. And also, like, that was pretty early in their relationship, and like the Kanye drama was just kind of starting, and so I don't think she would release that amidst like a divorce argument.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I believe that. And maybe that pushed them to become public about their relationship sooner than they like kind of wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't know. If anyone else has thoughts on that, like let us know. Okay, another thing that was revealed was Pete didn't go to any of the after parties of SNL, and I actually kind of think this was like a move.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, maybe I'm giving Pete Davidson way too much credit, but
I
it's
think
like
you
literally,
are.
yeah, I know I am. But like I was like, that's what you do to make someone think about you obsessively is like give them a little breadcrumb and then like
Not at a
disappear.
cast party, man. No, I don't know. I don't like to give white boys too much credit because I've yet to meet one that isn't more than mediocre.
Yeah, a fucking mood. Yeah.
Fair enough there. Right? I don't think he's that smart. I don't think calculated is a word I would put in front of anything to do with Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yes. Yeah.
I think he was just at the time, because he wasn't super involved with SNL. Like, he didn't do any of, like, the pre-casting. So, like, maybe he, like, all the practice sets, like, the week leading up. And stand-ins and stuff. So, I think he was just busy. I think he just didn't go.
Yeah. It's like, he's known for SNL, but it seems like he is never fucking there.
No, he's aloof.
Yeah, but that's what I feel like that's what got Kim, because Kanye is the opposite of aloof.
Yeah.
She also talked about having a Finsta. I feel like it's pretty known that all celebrities have a Finsta, but like, I don't know. I'm just like, oh, I wonder what she's like lurking.
Won't lie, for about 10 minutes after I listened to that podcast, I did sit in my car because I only listen to podcasts while I'm driving. I sat in my car. I was like, I can vibe Kim Kardashian's Finsta account. I have those skills. I don't. I don't.
That's
I was like, I'll just
so
cross-reference those like 3 accounts that she said she was following and see who matches. It's like thousands and thousands of people.
Someone please do that for us. Like, please.
Yeah. Like,
I'm sure someone on Reddit. Yeah. I'm sure someone's like digging into that.
Yeah.
She also said she didn't talk to Kanye for 8 months.
I believe that.
Yeah, and like I was like, oh, I forgot that they were like low key. They've been separated for like actually like quite a long time. It feels so recent, but I guess it's been like, I guess like almost about 2 years.
Yeah, because he bought that farm in Wyoming. And borderline maybe started a cult.
Yeah.
They have church services, there's a school, and everyone wears the same clothes. Like, is it?
Yeah, like that checks all the boxes.
Call your dad. You're in a cult. So yeah, I don't think they communicated when he first like moved out there, because Kim Kardashian is not going to live on a farm in Wyoming.
No, she's not.
And nor should she. Not. No one should live on a farm in Wyoming. Sorry to the citizens of Wyoming.
Yeah, if any Wyoming listeners out there, tell us why you live there.
Yeah, like, and would you like a way out?
Yeah, you're right, because it's like literally in this, I think in the Robin Roberts interview, she was like, I was like born to be famous. I like love it. And I'm like, I have the drive, the like thick skin, the like everything to be famous. So it's like, yeah why would you? Yeah, that's fair. No. Maybe in 10 years, but not at her.
I think in 10 years, she's going to be running for an important political seat. That is my hot take on Kim Kardashian. Everyone says that.
Yeah. I feel like that is a hot take, but I honestly don't not see, like I see that because of the law degree, obviously, and the work in prison reform. And we've seen reality TV stars get elected into the highest office in the States.
That went well.
Yeah, unfortunately. And that's why I also get so annoyed at people when they're like, it's frivolous to watch the Kardashians, or like it's frivolous to care about pop culture and celebrity gossip. It's like, yeah, it infiltrates everything, like literally US politics for like a decade. So, or however long Trump ran and then was in office, and then now the fucking devastating aftermath. So I was like, it actually does affect us all the time. So fuck you.
I will be keeping up.
Yeah, fucking same. And then also I feel like it was in the Robin Roberts interview, or maybe it was somewhere else, but like I do feel like she like low-key defends Donald Trump like way more than she should, or like that doesn't like get her canceled.
I've read some articles, which of course means I've seen some TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
And she has been like taped or recorded or gone on record of like saying some very conservative things. So
yeah,
like I think she's secretly on the Republican, more conservative side of things, but just because she's in the public eye doesn't really express strong opinions of things either way.
Yeah, that's
you know?
so
'Cause she
true.
just
Like, it's
wants to
really
keep
middle
her-
of the road.
Yeah, she wants to keep
Yeah.
her fan base, right? And
Yeah.
like it makes sense. She is opinionated, but on nothing that would be polarizing.
Yeah, and I feel like in one article, like a while ago, she said something like, I'm liberal in the sense of like, I like gay people and stuff.
Yeah.
But she was like, I'm fiscally conservative or whatever. And I was like, that's actually not how that works.
No,
But, okay.
yeah. we won't get into that.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
moonlight as working for like non-for-profits and affordable housing when I'm not on Victoria's podcast talking for the Kardashians, but that's fine.
Literally, I was like, that actually doesn't make sense, because if you are truly liberal, you would want social services for people and stuff. Yeah.
Well,
fuck.
you can't be as rich as she is without being a little bit more conservative.
Yeah, that's so true with like taxes and shit like. Oh yeah, and like the Kris Jenner church that they just pour like evade taxes with or whatever. Yeah, ugh, that could be a full another deep dive.
Yeah, just get your ass up and work.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's what we're doing this Monday morning. Okay, so the premiere again was like huge. Kim and Pete went together, which was like kind of their first public outing. Kravis was there with her, like their entire family. Scott made his first appearance with his 27-year-old model girlfriend, Rebecca Donaldson. Kendall was sick. What's fucking new? Rob was nowhere to be seen. The OGs were there, which like I kind of liked. Like Food God, Jonathan Chabon, Malika, and Khadijah. I was like, oh, it's kind of like nostalgic at this point to see them.
Yeah.
The aforementioned not skinny but not fat Amanda Hirsch was a red carpet correspondent with Hulu.
I love that for her. Should we have invited them over to the egg hunt this afternoon? Her and Noah just come. I hope not. There's enough treats. I'll drop her a line.
Okay, I know. I'm such a fucking hater. And I know it's just because I feel like I'm jelly. But I was like, she was hired by Hulu. And she was picked out of like, she doesn't have like the biggest following of like, I don't know, pop culture podcasts or celebrity gossip podcasts. So it's like good for her. But she definitely like, all of the Kardashians have been commenting on her Instagram. So I feel like she's definitely like, sorry, but now not a reliable narrator because she's on the Kardashian payroll.
Which, like, I would love to be an unreliable narrator. I would love to be on someone's payroll.
Same.
You know? Like,
as I was saying that, I was like, hire me though.
I'll sell myself out. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I don't want to think critically about this anymore. I just want to fucking walk the red carpet.
Well, Torry, you know my dream is to not be famous. It is to be the famous person's unknown, like, close personal friend who has, like, 400 followers on Instagram and just pops into all these events. That's why I'm supporting your podcast. That's what I want to be for you. I want to be on your Finsta.
Yeah.
Have my Disney Plus account. Remember me when you're on the red carpet.
Stop.
Give me a promo box.
Stop. Oh, my God. But you're right, though. That does actually seem like the ideal life. I feel like Hillary Duff and Kim all have, like, friends that are
just normies.
Probably rich, but not famous. Yeah. And that's probably the ideal.
Like Tinks is all of her friends from university. I could be that for you. That's my role.
And Alex Cooper.
Yeah. Hi, I'm here.
Well, maybe one day. The biggest thing to come out of this premiere, though, was this Kylie Jenner conspiracy that, like, I 100% believe, like, without a shadow of a doubt that this is true.
I agree, too.
Okay. Juicy. Yeah. Before we give our opinions, I want to give, like, a little synopsis, just in case someone didn't read into... Yeah, like, you weren't on the, like, 1,000 Twitter threads and Reddit, like, articles that I was. So, basically, Kylie recently gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. I'm assuming. We haven't seen pictures.
Unnamed.
And she hasn't done tons of press. She was absent from like the Jimmy Kimmel interview, Robin Roberts, like all of that. But she did post pictures of her at the premiere and she looked beautiful. I loved her like white dress, everything. There was also a little video of her, you know, when the celebs are on the red carpet getting like there's thousands of cameras and you're like looking everywhere to meet all of the camera angles. So we're like, okay, cool. She was there. And then somebody, and I want to credit them.
Was it on TikTok?
I think it was on Reddit. This person is...
That's how we consume our news.
Okay, so definitely at Problematic Fame. I believe the person, and I will credit them in the episode show notes if... Oh, no, okay, I think it was at The Real SPW and then at Problematic Fame on Instagram kind of both contributed to this theory. So basically, these video, like no one... Us sheeple didn't give it like a second look, but these two accounts realized, oh, weird. There's 137 images from Getty Images, which was the photography company that was hired for the event. Kylie's not in any of the pictures or she's not in the background. And then we're like, oh, people like Amanda Hirsch, who was interviewing all the Kardashians on the red carpet. Also, there's no interviews, like no one saw her. Then Kylie posts more pictures and actually now that I am looking at this article, it was at Problematic Fame and then at The Real SPW is Kylie's personal photographer, post pictures. And when it's your own personal photographer, you can edit the pictures before they get posted. So she wasn't in the background of any of the 137 pictures. No one got an interview with her. The video of her looking around at the photographers looks like she's just like, it looks like she's acting how I, like if I was like, oh, look, this is how I would do it. She's like darting her eyes around. It's not real. Like it is literally fake. So the theory is she never went, or she like went before the event started, got her personal photographer to take pictures of herself, edit them, upload them, and then pretend that she was there. And I think that this is true.
I totally agree. This is not the first time they've done weird Photoshops. Chloe photoshopping her kids at Disneyland.
What's the point?
Kylie was spotted at Coachella this weekend and like was hiding under like a leather jacket. But I just don't understand why, if you can't make an event, why pretend to be there? Because all of the people at the event will know that she's not. And like, does everyone else there like have to sign something to be like,
well, aforementioned, not skinny but not
or
fat,
was it just busy enough that like people wouldn't notice, you know?
I feel like you would notice when it was like one of the main cast. Like if it was Scott or something, yeah, maybe people would be like, oh, maybe he was there, like whatever. But when it's like one of the main people, I don't think so. And Amanda Hirsch said, yeah, she was there. But I feel like since she's on the payroll, they probably asked her to say that. Yeah. So, and like, I think that it drills down to that she is not happy with the way she looks. So I feel like there's two things. Like, there's such a pressure for moms to bounce back after giving birth, which is so unrealistic and just not the case for a lot of people / not the priority of new moms. Like their priority is keeping a child alive.
Yeah. And it's also like, even the term bouncing back, like what are you bouncing back to? You should bounce forward, bounce into your new life, into your new role.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. That's such a good point. Like language really constructs what we think of things, and like bounce back is such a fucking innocuous term at this point. Like if you said that, everyone would know what you're referring to. So yeah, that's such a good point. So on that side, I like feel bad for her that she feels all this pressure that to keep up with these, again, unrealistic beauty standards. But then on the other side, I'm like, I don't know, like I'm upset with her, honestly, because it's like, you look good. Like, I don't know, like
Yeah.
you are then contributing to people feeling like they have to hide until you get your, again, quotes, air quotes, body back in your mansion until you're deemed acceptable to fucking live your life in public.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder if it's like, I feel the same. And I wonder if it's a little bit like deeper and we'll never really know the truth, because like this was also her first public pregnancy. And she's been quoted saying that like she didn't like the fact that it was public, and like wasn't sharing like the sex of the baby beforehand, like even with her family, because she wanted private stuff. Like we still don't know the name of the baby. And so I'm wondering if this pregnancy was also harder on her. And so maybe it's not even a like body bounce back. It's other things are also going on, you know, too. And it's like, because the photos and stuff from Coachella, like she didn't look like she wanted to be there, but also it's a like maybe she just didn't want to be there.
Yeah, because it looked like a fucking Coachella is literally my personal hell.
Yeah, I love Coachella, and that's all I ever want to participate in.
Me too. Just the crowds, the heat, the like walking around.
Yeah, in like all of the outfits, like it's just
horrendous.
Influencer Olympics. Everyone looked like they were on the set of Coyote Ugly this year, doing way too much to be uncomfortable and muddy. But that's a different topic for a different day.
Literally. And so it's interesting because the Kardashians are kind of slowly, at some points, admitting to like some of their body modifications. Like Khloe admitted that she got a nose job recently, but like again won't talk about anything else maybe that she's potentially got done.
Yep.
Stassi, which is Kylie's best friend post Jordan Woods, was on Call Her Daddy, and she said that she got a nose job, her lips done, and a BBL. She was like, I got some things like moved around.
I love that phrase. I'd love some things moved around.
I know. I was like, I feel like you're underselling one of the like most dangerous like elective surgeries like you could ever get, but to each their own, I guess. I don't know what the fucking moral of the story is. Like, should Kylie have just stayed home? Do we even deserve honesty from them about how they're feeling? I don't know, actually. Like, I really don't know.
Well, and like, this is where I struggle too with like all celebrities is like, celebrities move the narrative of society, right? We are the trickle-down economy from what celebrities and famous people are doing. And so we expect our celebrities to be good people in the world and like be activists and be spokespeople for all these things and use their power. And I absolutely support that. But 95%, this is a really accurate statistic. I did a lot of research. Like, the majority of these celebrities didn't get famous for being good people with good values and a good understanding of nuanced conversation. So I also think it's unfair for us to ask that of them, right? Like, Kylie Jenner is a baby. She's early 20s?
Yeah.
17? How old is this girl?
I don't think she's over 25.
Right? Like, she's a baby. She's only known this weird dynamic that the Kardashians and Jenners have set up, and she does not know any better. And so for us to sit here and say like, I want Kylie Jenner to be the person to bash down like momming, shaming, and body imaging, like we also can't ask that of our, you know what I mean?
I know. It's so tough because I feel like there's, I completely agree that it's like that's asking them to like, be like super educated on topics, to like form opinions and to think like us. Like, I feel like a lot of times I expect people to think like I do, and that's like unfair and just not realistic. But it's so tough because I'm like, oh, you have like a platform that's literally 30 million trillion times the size of mine. And like,
yeah.
And like, I feel obligated to I don't know, be critical about certain things. And it's like, I just wish they had that desire too. But yeah, I guess that's asking a lot.
Yeah. But even if they were just like 10% better, like how much would that change, you know? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. And like, we just talked about all the press, but I think that that's the thing. Like, Robin Roberts specifically asked about body image, and she specifically asked Kim about cultural appropriation. and I'm like, girl, if you're doing prison reform work, and you can't say I stole looks from Black culture, that's fucked. Like, I think that that's another thing. And like, I know I'm jumping to Kim instead of Kylie, but I think that that's another thing that like pisses me off, is that it's like, Kim, if you are moving down this route of like advocacy work and social justice in the prison system, why can't you verbalize that you have manipulated your body to replicate Black features, and you benefit from that, where a lot of Black women are punished and not like disrespected for having those same features?
Yeah, I think I often consider Kim Kardashian to be a millennial like us, and I forget she is a Gen X. Like, she is in the same she's in the same age bracket as my parents.
Yes.
You know? And so it's like, just because she looks young, because she has a team of doctors keeping her fresh and snatched, you know, like, she is in the same age bracket that's getting all of their news from Facebook.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's so funny. Okay, before we get into the episode, since we're talking about body image and like unrealistic body image, do we want to give like a little update on our own
journey?
Intuitive eating, joyful movement, etc. journey?
Sure.
I feel like I am like the biggest hypocrite.
If anything is true about Torry and Courtney, is that we talk a big game and we do not follow through, but we are highly opinionated on all topics.
Like, literally. So I think like the thing that I'm thinking about mostly with this is like, I'm like, Kylie's hiding away, and then like, I'm like, I feel like there's a lot of times that I'm hiding away. So like, 100%. I think that the two things I have been thinking about a lot is, I just had this big photo shoot for RTBP.
And you looked fly. I did not know. I was texting Torry because we're actual real life friends. I just want the world to know that, so I can get my promo boxes in a few years.
Yes.
I'll leave my address in the show notes.
Your P.O. box?
My P.O. box. No. Just make it come on by. I didn't know Torry had that many nice outfits. Like, did you buy those for the shoot, or did you already have those in your closet?
It was a mix of both. Like, that pink dress and stuff like that I bought from Abercrombie. Shout out, because they have more inclusive sizing. It's still not great, but it's better than when we were like traumatized as high schoolers. But like, a lot of the stuff I own, but I only see you in like a gray suit, like a grout fit. And like, I'm going to your house.
I wore a black matching sweatsuit for you today, so I felt cute for the pod.
I know. And like, I'm coming over to your house and I'm literally in black leggings and a gray sweater.
We're going to be
hair in a clip.
We're going to be chasing 3-year-olds around a half acre hunting for Easter eggs, so you can
that's
don't
true.
wear your
That's
dress.
True. Yeah. That's true. But yeah, it's like, I look like a scrub in real life, but but I think like the thing was like, I shit my pants when I received the photos back, because as we've said, and I'll link the episodes in the show notes, we stopped dieting and really have been working on basically just our relationships with food and exercise and body image for now. I feel like you and I have been doing this for like freaking like 4 years. So look at us. But when that happens, when your body's finally out of starvation mode, you often like put on LBs and I feel like this was the first time that I like had a photo shoot that was just me, was not like a selfie where I like manipulated the angle super high to like look thinner. And I kind of shat my pants and kind of went into like a spiral. So I really tried to like take 2 seconds. I was like, okay, I'm not looking at myself with kind eyes. I'm gonna like stop looking at these pictures and I'll look at them tomorrow or whenever I have like the capacity to be fucking nice to myself. So that's one thing that I've been thinking about. And then the second thing I was thinking about, and I might edit this out because it's like, I feel like this is really personal, and I feel like I'm usually actually not personal on this podcast.
Keep what you want, yeah.
But last year, I got Kybella or Belcura or whatever, which is like where they literally inject acid into your double chin or often into your chin area to shrink it. And like it basically didn't work, side note, but I was just thinking about how you and I talk a lot about fat phobia and anti-fatness and wanting to get rid of our internalized fat phobia, etc. And I've just been thinking that is one of my like ethics or like one of my values. Yeah. And I feel like because, okay, so then I saw those pictures and I was like literally fucking booking an appointment with my doctor to get more is why I'm saying this. And then I was like, I feel like it's not standing in my own ethics or like honoring my values if I do that. And then like I was just thinking about like how part of being body like positive or whatever, respecting all bodies or whatever, is also like destigmatizing body parts that are adjacent to fatness. Like this sounds like too, I feel like jargony, but it's just like if I can't stand my own like soft jawline, like why like how is that being like anything different from being like fat phobic? I don't know. This is extremely inarticulate. Hopefully people understand what I'm trying to say.
Again, I'm not the smartest person to ever talk about this. I feel like
Me neither.
I'm always borderline about to get canceled whenever I come on.
Literally same.
And I just want a promo box story. I can't be canceled.
I can't. Yeah.
I want to go to an event and eat at the craft table.
But
I think it's like the same kind of idea as like you can't make an ethical purchase in a capitalist society, right? Like it's the same idea as like you can't make a good decision or have a kind thought in like this world we have around bodies and diet culture and being anti-fat and et cetera, right? And also the like changing the world and making it more acceptable for people of all bodies has nothing to do with your own personal thoughts on your chins, right? Like two things can exist at once, right? Like we can get people representation and like adequate healthcare, and you can still hate what your chin looks like at the
like there's a difference. There's a difference between like systemic oppression and body insecurity.
Yeah, and I also think that like body positivity gets like I think that's white women of a mid-sized body have ruined that topic.
Yes, as two mid-sized white women talking. Yes,
talking about 100%. We have derailed the conversation, so owning my point in that. But like, it's not like I take it as like it's not about like I'm celebrating every nook and cranny and bubble and bump on my person, right? It's just like neutrality and acceptance and like making sure like there's furniture that people in your home can all sit on safely, right? And like, do people have access to doctors and can they get jobs and that kind of, but.
No, I love that. And you're right. You're totally right. Any updates from you that you want to give to the listeners since the last time we talked about this was like I feel like a few years ago?
Yeah, I noticed. It's one of those things like as soon as you wake up to something in the world, that's all you hear. And it just makes me sad of like how many people in my close circle who I thought had, good handles on like body image and oppression and things, and you hear words that people use. And like I was just at a dinner with my family and like a table of people in their 80s are talking about their Weight Watchers points and should they have another glass of wine at Easter dinner? And at one point I walked up and I was like, I hope at age 86, I'm not stressing about having a glass of wine with my room of grandkids, and that I will just enjoy the moment. And I got a, oh, Courtney, you don't have to be so cranky all the time. And I was like, maybe, you know.
Yeah, I know, because I'm the cranky one in my family, saying the exact same fucking shit.
Yeah, and it's like someone will say something and they'll be like, oh, what's Courtney going to say about this one? And I'm like, yeah, that's, I'm the oldest of the gaggle of grandkids, and so whenever there's news to share or someone's got a tattoo or whatever, it's Courtney who lectures the boomers in the room about why that's okay. So that is the cross I must bear. Yes. But it's exhausting because sometimes I just want to sit and eat a mini egg and not be like, you're going to ruin your dinner. And it's like, well, dinner is turkey and bean salad, so I'm happy to eat. I'm happy to eat mini eggs. This is delicious.
Yeah. You're like, I'm good. This is purposeful.
Yeah. My mom will listen to this. Mom, you made a really good food. It was delicious. Thank you. This was the bit for the show.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I totally get that. And yeah, I know that's sometimes I get sad that like people in older generations maybe didn't have access to literally like the free resources that we have online that have like helped us in this journey and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's like at 80 years old, I hope I'm not like, it's just sad. Like I got 5 more pounds to lose. Like for what? Like
literally for what?
For what? Who are you looking snatch for? Your husband of 55 years? Like he hasn't accepted you by this point. Like call it quits. And then that also makes me sad too, because it's like if they're like trying to improve their quality of life, there's ways to do that without cutting back on weight, a glass of wine, or skipping out on cake at a family gathering, right? Like
100%. 100%. Yeah. Totally.
And like supportive of anyone who is trying to improve their life and whatever they decide to do that as, but just restricting yourself from joy and happiness makes me sad. But I think the next community, Torry, that we need to help with are the 25-year-old boys. So I shouldn't gender people. The 25-year-old gym freaks who eat chicken and broccoli and plain white rice. They're the next group we have to go help. But I have no interest in going to a gym, so I don't know how we're going to reach them.
Yeah. I was like, I don't talk to those people.
No, so they're not in my inner circle, so I don't know how to reach them, but I'm sure.
Yeah, 100% though. Like that, what a sad
Are they listening
existence.
to this podcast? Is that your demographic?
No.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
Okay, we should dive into the actual episode, but if people are
we're here to talk about the Kardashians, not my dieting grandparents.
Yeah, literally. But if people are more interested in conversation about body image or food or movement or whatever, let me know, and we can do some more episodes that are just like based on this. But anyways, Kylie being absent from the premiere just got me thinking about these things. Okay, let's actually talk about the premiere. It was filmed in fall 2021, which, like, my expectations was that since it was streaming, it was going to be closer to, like, the real life, what's happening in real life. But I was like, this is just, again, like 6 months prior, which was exactly what Keeping Up with the Kardashians was.
Oh, yeah, no, it's the exact same. It's the exact same.
Yeah. So basically they can now say fuck, and they said the P word like multiple times. So it's like, okay, cool. That's like the difference. They now have like drone shots, and they got a higher paycheck from moving to Hulu and Disney.
Yeah.
Was there any difference other than those?
No. And I was not expecting any more difference. I did appreciate the updated like filming style. And like it felt like an episode of The Office. Like I did like the snappy, like how they came in for like quick takes and whatever. Yeah. Like I liked the drone footage of their real houses.
Yes,
You know?
because in Keeping Up, they showed fake exteriors of houses for like security purposes, I guess. But now
Yeah.
they just show their real ones.
Well, and I think they have to because we know what their real houses look like because of social
Yeah,
media
we're
now,
not.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're
Good
literate.
point.
We're
Good point.
media literate.
Yeah.
But no, like they were always going to make the exact same show because that's what got them famous. People will watch it regardless. And I was hoping that like the timelines would be closer because
Same.
like with social media, everything is already known before the filming happens because it's like 6 months in advance. And so like it's just not as spicy as they always make it up to believe. But I also don't think like their lives aren't spicy. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're just rich and they hang out
100%.
with their family.
Yes, totally. Yeah, I think I would have liked the like, so they do like the talking heads where they like jump into frame and they're like, Kendall was like, guys, I didn't have the flu, I had COVID, like, and she like said that with glee. I was like, okay, like,
Yeah.
okay. But
Yeah.
I think I would like those if they were like fun people and like well acted, but because the Kardashians are like so stiff, and Courtney and Kendall did one and they're probably like the stiffest, it just, I feel like didn't exactly work. But I thought that the thought and the essence of it was cool, but like just because the family is so stiff that it just like didn't work. And there was like a lot of other fake elements too, so like those were obviously planned. And then at the beginning they were on the phone, which like was so fake. And it's weird because I was like, I thought faked things way better back in the day, but it just rang, I feel like, so false to me.
Did you notice, because I watch all of my TV show with subtitles on because
Me too.
I am old.
Same.
But on all of those phone calls, on the subtitles, when it identified who the person they were talking to was. Like it was like, you know, if I'm on the phone with you, it would be like Torry, blah blah blah.
Yes.
On the subtitles, when Khloe was talking to Tristan on the phone, it identified him as person. He was the only one that did not get a name. I'm thinking he's going to start getting phased out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I could see that because, again, this was shot pre-third baby.
Yeah.
And I feel like, sorry, Tristan, there's no coming back after
No.
you were, like, with Khloe and then got another girl pregnant.
Yeah.
So they have a barbecue, but it's not like the barbecue we're about to attend.
It's a catered event with a hamburger.
Yes, and then they like had like table settings and stuff for a 7-person barbecue that Kim kept saying. It was interesting. Like North was shot like very quickly. There was like a shot of her and she was looking at the cameras and like I felt like she felt uncomfortable and like she knows that she's being filmed for a TV show and like didn't love it.
No, I think it's going to be interesting in the next couple of years how they bring the kids into their stories because now like a lot more of the kids are starting to be old enough to like comprehend that they're on a TV show and like some of them are starting to get on social media themselves and going to school and like talking to people. So I'm interested to see like are some of those kids going to turn into Robs where like they're alluded to but never actually like never seen, right? Like Rob always has a place setting and all these family things, but like you never see him on camera.
Yeah.
And like all the Easter Snapchats of all the gift baskets and stuff, like him and his kids have one.
Yeah. So they're obviously there, but
like Chris
not shown.
Because he has like a hot sauce line, LOL, and like a clothing line, and like him or Chris referred to those in their like list of businesses, but it was like secondhand because like also they're a bit of an embarrassing business, but like
it's a sock company, Arthur George, and then a hot sauce company, Halfway Dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wish I was halfway dead.
I wish I didn't know this information. But she was just like off the cuff, like she was listening. She's like, blah blah blah. I manage all these companies, and then the hot sauce. But it's like she doesn't even.
And the hot sauce company. What was that called again, you guys? And she 100% forgot Poosh.
Oh yeah, but
which is ironic because she is like does all the content for Poosh. I feel like.
Yeah.
So Rob, I guess, usurped Courtney in that realm. And we saw like Saint like punching the camera and stuff. So like I just want to know what the long-term effects of this are.
Well, and like we started to see less and less of Courtney's kids because they are not always well behaved in public, her parenting style. So it's like, are we going to start seeing less and less of certain kids who are not the well behaved ones?
Yeah.
You know? And are they going to start acting out for attention?
Like no Mason and Rain and just like all Penelope.
Yeah.
Speaking of Saint, he found Kim's crying face on Roblox with the threat that there's going to be a second sex tape, which is wild because, again, the kids, even him, like, he's so young and is already seeing his parents online. And yeah, just you can see Tristan in the background of the shot shitting his pants.
Yeah. Because Kim freaks out and calls to Chloe and is like, Chloe, come here. And then Tristan breaks out into a sweat, which is why I think like he was expecting his baby mama drama.
100%.
You know?
100%. That would have been so much better if instead of Kim's crying face, it was Tristan. Like,
and he's there at a family dinner. Like that's the television information That's the television show I want to watch.
Yeah, because I do believe that the sex tape threat thing was real.
Oh yeah.
But it got wrapped up. Like we already know what happens. Kanye gets the flash drive or whatever fucking from Ray J, and then like at the New York airport right in before SNL, and then all's well that ends well. But and then again, this is why I fucking stopped watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians in the later seasons. I just told you what the storyline was for a future episode. So it's like, why would I watch? Like, tell me why I should watch.
But the thing is like, we're going to. And like, why am I watching? And part of it is, I think, because the Kardashians are aware that it's 6 months in advance. Like, Kim has been quiet about the divorce. Kim has been quiet about her thoughts on this sex tape coming out. Chloe has never talked about all of the Tristan drama. And I think a reason for that is because they know it's on the show. And they know if they're quiet in the moment about things, it'll still be relevant enough when the episode airs. And it's like 6 months later and we want to see the like quote unquote behind the scenes curated edited thoughts on it.
Totally, because even when Chloe got caught with the Disneyland Photoshop, she was like, haha, let's focus on the premiere of the show this Wednesday. Yeah. So they're just redirecting all of their attention to the show.
Yeah, and we happily skip along and go and watch it.
Ash Talks Batch DM'd me. I thought the food didn't look that good.
No, it looked horrendous, if I'm honest.
It really did. It really did.
The burgers were the size of my palm.
And they were like, looked soggy.
Yeah, well, it's because if you're having a barbecue, you're not going to put the items in a steam tray inside of your, you know?
I was thinking that. I was like, I don't think burgers should go into a steam tray.
No, like they don't even do that in university cafeterias. Like, you know, and it's like they also like try to sell themselves as having like, you know, close, relatable family values of like, we're just going to have a quiet, like family barbecue after work, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no one with a job, if I was having you guys over for a barbecue, I'm not leaving work 3 hours early to come home to my caterers.
I know, like Kylie said to Chris, like, oh, you left earlier than me and stuff. It's like, okay, like, we get it, you're businesswoman. Like,
yeah, at Kat Lamar's comment is what I was also going to say.
They said them ordering a bunch of food just to convince us they eat was rough. Eye roll emoji.
I made a note in my loose leaf sheets of paper as like was live. This was my version of a live tweet. In my clipboard. This is the first time I've seen them interact with food. And now I say interact instead of eat because there was just food out. A couple shots of like Chloe when they're talking to Scott, like there was a bag of chips and a drink out. You never saw her eat them. I also know, a la like Bachelor Nation, like eating just makes bad television. Mm-hmm. But like, you'd think in like in a table setting, as two people are talking, you would see other people in the background eating, but you don't.
Yeah, it is like The Bachelor where they go on a date with the food, but neither of them eat it. So do you think that they're pre-eat, like on The Bachelor, they eat beforehand, then they go on the date? Do you think they're pre-eating their vegan salads and then rolling up to the dinner, eating like one fry and calling it quits?
Maybe. I also thought a lot of the food they were eating was like the kids' version of the food because it was like chicken nuggets and french fries and mac and cheese. So it's like, was the food inside for the kids? And then the adults were eating whatever the stuff was outside. And the moms were just in there making kids' plates.
Yes, okay.
A couple little bites. You know what I mean?
Okay, I think that is... Yes. Oh my God. Because
the only people inside were the moms. You didn't see, like, you just saw
Tristan,
Kylie, Chloe.
Yes. And Travis.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And then it was so weird because I was like, they're eating inside and then they go outside to like their set dinners. So I agree 100%. They probably were making, even when Kylie was like, oh, I'll have some chicken nuggets and fries, it was like probably for Stormy's plate.
Yeah. And like the portions on the plate were now also, again, I'm not assuming that I eat the same portion of food as Kim Kardashian, because I eat quite a few portions of food, especially when it's a chicken finger and a french fry. But it was very like kids portions and like things were very separate on the plate, and I hate that I even noticed that.
Yeah, and it was like it was kind of like a kid's paper plate. Like it wasn't the like fine china that they had like outside.
No. So I'm wondering, like, is the crew and the children eating that food inside, and then there was something else happening outside for filming?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Interesting. Then basically I just kind of summarized like updates from all of the people. So Scott and Chloe have a conversation. Scott, again, okay, this made me like fucking lose my shit. Scott wasn't invited to the barbecue because Kim forgot to invite him. This is the same storyline from Keeping Up for the past fucking 10 years.
Also, who gives a shit?
I know.
Like, if I had an ex, baby, like, co-parenting or not, that we had not been together for 7 years.
Yeah.
And my core family member were having, like, a really casual barbecue, it wouldn't even come across anyone's mind to invite that person.
Totally. And I kind of forgot that Courtney and Scott had broken up for 7 years. Because, again, it feels like just yesterday. Like, it feels so recent in my head. But, yeah, I was like, yeah, that's so legitimate. And you're right. It's like, why are we talking about this? This is so mundane. Like, you couldn't come up with any other storylines.
No, because they have nothing in their lives.
They don't. They fucking, that they want to show. Like, that they want to show us, which, again, like, fucking fair enough.
Yeah.
So Chloe says that Scott is flirty with her more than her brother, which I was like, okay, this is gross in so many levels.
It was yucky.
It was so yucky. So many people, I think that this was actually like weirdly, like so many people wanted to talk about this because Scott finally talked about dating younger girls. At Dana Freeman.
Hey, Dana.
Friend of the pod says, should Scott and Chloe date?
I think they should at least like bone. Can I say that on your podcast?
Yeah. Sometimes I think they're a better couple than Courtney and him.
I don't think they'll ever officially date because I don't think their family has like the skills or communication style to ever negotiate the weirdness of you dating your sister's ex-husband. I don't think anyone has those skills.
No.
Right? And then like, what are they, be sibling cousins? But like, they have a strange relationship.
Totally.
Like, Chloe admitted to going to anger management over Scott. I wouldn't be like, I have lovely in-laws, but like that would never, ever come, like, that should never be an option for your in-law and your ex-in-law.
It was alarming at best.
Yeah, like it's not healthy. Chloe says she's going to therapy. Why is this not the topic of therapy? Like, you should not be in therapy with your partner who's cheating on you and being a shitty guy. You should be unpacking maybe this dynamic with your sister's ex.
Okay, I'm going to play a voicemail from the aforementioned Dana Freeman.
Great.
I'd love if you could speak to the relationship that the Kardashians have with Scott Disick. And what I thought was interesting in the episode was Chloe is like actively calling him out for dating young women. And they're talking about how he Instagram DM'd Eunice and talked shit about Courtney and is generally just a very toxic person in Courtney's life, and continuously, day after day, they bully Courtney into including him and inviting him to their family events. It's just something I don't understand and was wondering if you girlies could speak to.
What do you think about that?
Okay, well, first off, Dana has never referred to me as a girly before, so I'm not sure where that energy has come from. I'll be following up with her IRL. But no, I totally agree. I think on here, I have Scott equals garbage, why Chris why on my sheet of paper. And it's like, he's never been nice to Courtney.
No.
He's never been good to her. He's had all of these like weird issues. And yet they are constantly pushing him like into the family drama. So I'm like, what dirt does he have on them that they need to keep him around?
Probably fucking tons at this point.
You know, so like, what dirt does he have? And they're all about like family loyalty. Like, say what you want against the Kardashians, you will never hear them actually like spilling tea or spilling secrets on each other. But why does that loyalty end at like Courtney's happiness?
100%. 100%. Yeah, I feel like that the show depicts it in a different life than is what's happening in real life. Like, Chloe's like, oh, we all know Scott's still in love with Courtney. And at this point, I'm like, I feel like actually, like, does he have a certain love for her? Is he dating younger girls so it never gets real, so he can always have one foot in the door with Courtney? Probably, sure, maybe. But, like, I really just feel like they push this storyline almost to like Scott's disadvantage at this point.
Oh, totally. And I think that's where they show their loyalty to Courtney, is that they're never going to show Scott in a good light.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's where they'll cut that line. But and part of their brand is also being like excellent co-parents. And
yep.
I like support that. I think that's a great thing to do for like their kids. But also a lot of these dudes that they're co-parenting with are terrible people.
Yeah.
And I think you can be a good co-parent without your mom inviting them to intimate family gatherings.
Totally.
You know? And
100%.
Nor should you. Like, maybe come to like, you know, the big family events and the birthday parties and whatever to make things
yeah, where there's like 50 people there.
Yeah, and you can float around and not interact with each other. But like, this narrative of like he needs to come to every family dinner, I think is bullshit. Like, he needs to start having his own dinners. And if even this thing of he's in love with Court for all of these years, then fucking show it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's one thing to say like, I love you, but it's like, okay, but you're chasing 19-year-olds around the world. You're not treating her kindly. You're not reaching out. So do you really love her, or do you just miss what your life used to be? And
totally,
as Tink says, men come back or their lives get worse.
Yes.
You know?
Iconic.
And so, like, I'm tired. I hope Scott gets started. I think he's hilarious. He makes great television. But I hope he starts getting phased out of the show, because he's trash and he's whiny and he needs to go deal with his shit.
Yeah, and they don't need him anymore. Like, yeah, if this is going to be the storyline that we get from him, we don't need him.
No.
If there's a new storyline, sure, but I'm like, I actually cannot watch them have the same conversation for the 100th time.
No, and especially when Courtney's really happy. Like, let her be happy with her sweet little drummer boy.
Travis. Let's talk about them. Courtney, like, they're just obsessed with each other. Like, now that we get, like, video evidence of them, what they're like, just hanging out, they just, like, can't keep their hands off each other.
Which also, I love that for them, but me as a human, I'm embarrassed.
It's an embarrassing move, especially when they were doing it, like, in front of the kids and stuff. Like, which I'm like, am I being a prude? I don't know. Like,
well, we both know you are a prude, so
yes, yeah. But it was excessive.
But it's also like, if I'm sitting with just my siblings around the kitchen table, I'm not making out with my partner.
Yeah, they were like literally like making out with tongue.
No, like I like smooched Lionel on the cheek the other night.
And that was
in
like
the room with my family, and the room went quiet, and like my uncle was like, "Ooh," you know, like it was the talk of the town, the tongue,
the tongue,
the talk of the tongue, you know.
But they were cute together. Courtney was just like watching him in his like with his like punching bag thing, and then he was really cute with P, and P was fucking good at the drums.
Yeah, she's fire. Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
She's fucking cool. I feel like North usually gets all the credit for being like a cool girl, and I'm like, she's just as cool.
North annoys me. Just hot take.
She's so funny. Like, somebody at Easter was like, show us your Easter egg, North, and she was like, no.
Yeah, every once in a while you can see like her Kanye influence in it.
Side.
Yeah, and yeah. I love it.
Me too. But yeah, sometimes. Yeah, 100%. I get it.
But like every 12-year-old's annoying, you know?
Yeah, so. 100%. Kim is hosting SNL, considers Kanye as the musical guest. She actually made like a funny joke. She was like, oh, I think Kravis should just be like making out in the background of each sketch. I was like, that was funny.
Yeah. The content I watch the Kardashians for is not the dramatic storylines. It's the like universal sibling fighting.
Yeah, it's
like that's what I want.
Family stuff.
That's what I want to see.
What they got famous off of, like from like Keeping Up, but they seem to again want to show us like the drone shots of their house more than just like them shooting the shit, or Kim like responding to the girl from Will and Grace, like. That's the funny shit that I want to see. I want
the three Kardashian sisters sitting in the closet. Kim's on the phone, like copying back what Khloe is telling her to say. Like that's me
so
on the phone
funny.
to the doctor with my mom being like, say this next. You know, like
that was so funny. Oh my god! And then like Khloe and Chris like high-fived. I honestly think that was the best moment of the TV show.
The little snaps, again, cultural appropriation, but funny.
Yeah. Fuck. Lots of name dropping. Kim consults with Amy Schumer, Sarah Silverman, and Dave Chappelle for her monologue, and she gets a voice memo from Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah, didn't know she was friends with all those people.
Yeah, because remember when Amy Schumer like did that prank fall in front of Kanye and Kim?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I guess
maybe that's when they became friends.
Yeah, I have no idea. Who knows? But we'll see a lot of the SNL stuff later in the season. Khloe and Tristan. Khloe says, "I can't believe we are doing this again," and I was like, really? Because we can.
Well, and like this is again like you can co-parent with your partner for the benefit of your kids without having him on your fucking reality TV show.
Totally. 100. Because again, they had the exact same conversation that we have seen on Keeping Up, the OG version. So it's like, I don't need to see this again.
I don't need to see Tristan. I don't need to see him at all.
Yeah.
Like he gives no value to the world. Other than good genetics for Khloe's other kid.
I liked him when he was in the background with when he was shocked with what Saint had found.
Because he thought it was him. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I just think it's funny to imagine him just like living life just so on the like edge all the time when he's with them. But
well, and we have the benefit of knowing the future with this show. Because when like they start talking about that they're going to couples therapy, which again, all shitty men should be in, more men should be in therapy. Maybe we'd have less shitty men. But it's like, how honest are we being in couples therapy if you know you've impregnated a woman by now and you're not bringing this up?
Because he got her pregnant in March 2021, and this is being filmed in like September 2021.
Right. September's after March.
Yes.
Right. And it's like, and that's months apart. He knows that woman's pregnant. Like that woman is far enough along that he knows she's pregnant.
Apparently, like, again, we'll hopefully see this on the TV show, but it's like, did he not tell her until she was like literally giving birth that week? Like that's when the press found out, but I
I'm
want to know.
guessing that's when Khloe found out.
Too. Yeah. But apparently we will see that. Apparently Kim tells her. So the sisters go for lunch. Khloe is mad at Skims because the bodysuits aren't thick enough in the
Valid feedback.
Yeah, extremely valid feedback. We don't
Thank you for doing
vagines
the good
like
work,
Kim.
Khloe.
Yeah, I was like, I love this.
Yeah.
Khloe, speaking of like body image and food issues, Khloe says, we are foodies. We're going to order a bunch, eat it all, and pray for forgiveness later. And she says, like, they're all fat asses. Especially Kim, she says.
You only have those asses because you paid for them.
It's like, didn't you get that on purpose?
You chose to have a fat ass. Yeah. Bought it.
And that they, like, this is why they work out twice a day. And all that rhetoric is just gross on every level. Mm-hmm. Kim asks what type of Coke the restaurant has, and that was the most relatable. I love that. She's ever been.
Her little like, oh, is it? And he's like, it's can. He's like, oh, I'll have an iced tea.
Yeah, she's like, I'll stick with the iced tea. And I was like, fucking iconic, because when I order a Diet Coke in a restaurant and they come out with a can and a glass, I like, with no straw, I
send it back.
I'm like, I'm not paying $2.50 for this.
No, for garbage
I don't
water?
even want it. Fuck. Brutal. Okay, so the next kind of scene that I want to talk about before we wrap up is them sitting in Kim's closet, which is not even a closet at this point. It is a full-on like store. It is huge. It's like multiple rooms, and the racks just look like store racks. And they're talking about the possibility of a second sex tape. Khloe thinks it's a good omen because this is what they were talking about in the first season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Which also means, like, get new conversations.
Yeah, I know. And, like, I felt for Kim in this moment. She was like, it's been held over my head for 20 years. She was like, I did nothing wrong. I made a tape with my boyfriend who I was in love with when we were on vacation, which is... Yeah,
make your sex tapes. Make whatever you want. Film yourself. Get it.
It was the fact that it was leaked without your consent. If that's really what happened.
I think that I don't think she'd be this upset. No.
Yeah, same. I don't think she'd be this upset if it wasn't either. No. 100%. And she is on the phone with her lawyer saying that the messaging is more important than the money, which... Again, I kind of love. At always_striving_for_better said, I thought how Kim went from being determined to just bursting into tears when she phoned Kanye about the sex tape was really manipulative, seemed very put on. Did you think this was like white woman tears, or did you think this was legit?
I find this interesting because I disagree. I thought this was, and maybe it's because I have white woman tears, but I thought this was really real. It's like, she's not going to cry on the phone to her lawyer. She's going to be a business person. But it's like, whenever you're going through stress, you have like your business person hat on, you can do that as a grown up. And then the second you talk to someone in your inner circle about it, you let yourself be able to cry, and then you snap back on when you need to, right? Like, yeah, I've been in, well, not this situation, but like I've been in similar places where it's like, you're fine, you're firing, you do it, and then you like lock eyes with like a person who would be able to tell that you are not fine, and you break down, and then someone else enters the room and you're able to like slurp that shit back, right?
100%.
Yeah,
I viewed it the same. Yes.
Yeah,
go ahead.
That's what I thought. I saw this as showing us how intertwined she still was with Kanye, and how they're not released yet. Also, maybe toxically.
Yeah, that was really interesting to me too, is how they still were so in a relationship. Like, obviously, again, not like a romantic relationship, but just still like, which I get when you're with someone for like a decade, it's hard to just, like, you wouldn't do like cold turkey or whatever. But yeah, I think she cares about the sex tape and the reputation that she just got famous off of that more than we'll ever know. Yeah. So I thought it was real, but would be interested to hear what other people think, because again, Court and I are coming from a specific lens. We might not have all the pieces to the puzzle.
That's Court with a C. No,
yeah, not with a K. Today it's with a K. The last things I just wanted to say is Kylie and Kendall just fucking weren't there. Other than that, like, 1 second shot of Kendall telling us that she had COVID and then Kylie eating the chicken nuggets, possibly. They just, again, weren't on this TV show. So, again, it's just Keeping Up with the Kardashians Part 2.
But I think it's like Kendall doesn't want to be on the TV show, which makes me sad because Kendall's house is my favorite out of all of.
Yes, I loved when they did the drone
guys.
shots, and I was like, I've seen this on Architectural Digest.
Yeah, like, slow down in her green kitchen, please. Take a cruise by that gold tub.
Ash Talks Batch says, I didn't miss Kendall. I didn't miss her, again, like, yeah, you're right, like, as a person and a character on the TV show, but yeah,
No.
I'm like, and the sound bath thing, I was just like, fuck, Kendall, like, you haven't learned a thing. But I do love their house, and I do hope that we get to see more of their houses throughout this series. It seems like we will.
I think we will.
But I like seeing their houses. What are you hoping for the rest of the season?
I want all of the three ladies, Chloe, Kim, and Court, to toss their men out of the world.
In the garbage.
Yeah, I'm tired of these extremely powerful rich women still falling into the same bullshit boy stories that the rest of us normies, well, I don't, I have a very nice guy, but like the rest of us normies deal with. Like, they, you know, Khloe Kardashian, you do not need Tristan and his bullshit. Like, stop wasting your precious time going to his fucking therapy session and kick him out. Burn his clothes. Don't just pour water on it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like, badass that you, like, put some water on his clothes. I was like, it really shows that you can have all the money in the world and be the most famous person and still get sucked into fucking shit like Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, and maybe even more likely to, because the Tristan Thompsons aren't interested in us. A, because I'm checked up. B, because I have no money or prospects.
I'm 27. I have no money and no prospects.
I wish I was 20. So I have gray hair.
Fuck. Again, can't believe I'm admitting this on the pod. I found one gray hair at like the top of my head, and I had an existential crisis.
Yeah. Do the people of your podcast know your full name is Torrance?
Stop. No, it isn't.
It's not. Her real name is only Torry. This is a lie that I started in her place of work.
Yeah.
Most people believe me. And I just tell her Torrance all the time.
I should have maybe gone on with the bit for a little bit longer, but
that's fine.
Okay, the one thing I want to highlight about the public perception, I think everyone kind of thought similar to us. It was a good episode, but it's shit that we've seen before. But Gibson Johns at Gibbs Onoma, I don't know. My apologies. Tweeted, after watching the premiere of The Kardashians, you realize how essential a flagship show is for their public image. It humanizes them much more than their very curated, promo-heavy social media does at this point, and it helps them to color in so many lines around big stories. And I couldn't agree more. Like, couldn't have said it better myself. They need a show like this. So to offset, we need those family moments of Kim repeating Khloe on the phone to hear about them shoving product and unrealistic body images down our throat the other 364 days of the year or whatever.
Yeah. And like, I liked the new energy of the filming style. It was fun.
Yeah.
Do I miss, I think it was, is it Charles Gross? Charles.
Okay, I thought it was Charles Goss, but I'm not sure.
Anyway,
love him.
Yeah, the beautiful human of the internet was like, love the new episode, but like, can we bring back like season 1, keeping up like aesthetics? Like, I want elevated Jersey Shore. I want new money tackiness of the Kardashians. Like, that's what I want. And this had the same like feeling because they're just like the snappy recording, but like they're too pretty.
I know. If you look at them for too long, I feel like they look robotic. Like, it's actually nuts. Yeah. I think that they've gone too far with the like lasered hairline, and like I like a little bit of skin texture, and like it's normal to have baby hairs and stuff like that, and they just like have gotten rid of like literally all of that. At least in the show, we know that that's not real for
no.
Christy from X Knows All says, I'm fucking obsessed. I cannot get enough. It feels like a vlog.
Yes, thank you, Christy.
Yeah, I will be tuning in to episode 2 for sure. This was a whirlwind of an episode. Thank you so much for coming on. Do you have any other thoughts that you want to share about La Kardashians?
No, just recognizing that they're garbage humans who are contributing to a lot of problems with society, but I can't stop watching.
Yep.
And I know that about myself. And so judge accordingly.
Yeah.
You
Two
know?
truths can be true at the same time.
We are, how did we word it before? We're inclusively judgmental.
Yes. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Exclusively inclusive.
Yes. Oh my God. I love that. That could be like some RTBP merch.
I'm always looking for a new outfit.
Yeah. Same. Okay, Court, do you want to plug your socials before you go?
Yeah, absolutely. I am at Coco Northrup on anything worth following. I think I have 20 people following my Twitter. I mostly use it to talk to Torry in one more way.
Yeah.
Help me with my brand of becoming the elusive friend of famous internet celebrity. Get in now.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And there you have it. Thank you, Courtney, for joining me on today's episode. And thank you so much for listening. 3 super quick things that I want to add in before we wrap up that I forgot to mention in the episode. 1, I really think the Kardashians low-key have a Coke sponsorship, and maybe I'm just reading into things way too much, but at Girl Boss Town, who I think her real name is Robin, she is a TikTok creator and she does like PR marketing strategy. She first brought this up on TikTok and now I cannot get it out of my mind, but there was just like that Kim Kardashian late night snack Instagram post, and then Courtney posed in front of like a Coke machine on Instagram, and then I like how I also double named Kim Kardashian, like we didn't know if I just said Kim who we were talking about. And then on this episode, she talks about Coke as well. I know that the Kardashians have been pop drinkers like since the early days of Keeping Up. They're like always drinking an iced tea and stuff like that, but I don't know, I just feel like I see it everywhere. Or is it just because it's probably the most popular pop in the world? I don't know. This is where my brain's at nowadays. And then Dana brought this up when I saw her in person this weekend, but she said she loved how the Kardashians premiere had no filler or like C plot lines. Like remember when, you know, like Khloe and Tristan went ghost hunting, or they did that like Iron Man fucking competition between the Kardashians and the Jenners, just like those stupid plot lines that no one enjoyed, not even themselves. And I couldn't agree more. We haven't seen it yet. I'm still holding out hope for the rest of the season. And then the last thing that I wanted to say, I don't think I said this in the episode. Haven't listened back yet, so maybe I'm repeating myself. But a lot of times I think like, oh, the Kardashians or like Instagram models or celebrities, etc., don't influence my standard of beauty, just because I feel like we've talked about this, like I feel like I'm decently media literate and, you know, critical about, I don't know, certain things pertaining to body image. But as I mentioned when I got those photo shoot pictures back, and I have never thought this in my entire life, and I am turning 30 this year, I was like, oh my god, my lips are so thin. And again, I've never thought that in my entire life, and I was just like, oh, that's interesting, because, and like full big lips are beautiful, but I just think like it's so common now to see celebrities, etc., with big filled lips. And I feel like with the pandemic, you're seeing less people IRL, / the people you are seeing, a lot of them, at least where I'm from, are still masked. So you're just like not seeing normal people. Like, not saying that they're not normal, but like you're not seeing just like regular faces as much. And I was like, oh my God, this is shocking. I have never once thought that in my entire life, but I really do think it's because of just all of what the beauty trends are saying. So anyways, just another reflection from me. So let's wrap it up there. You can follow along with me on social media at RTBP Podcast, and you can leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify if you enjoyed today's episode, or share it with someone who you think would enjoy it as well. I hope you are safe and healthy out there. As always, I'm your host, Torry, and I am ready to be petty. See you soon. Bye.